Since OpenAI launched Image 2.0, people have really gone crazy, creating massive designs. But apart from these designs, another thing you can do with Image 2.0 is create stories, just like the video you just watched. I made that video using one image, which I used to create a storyboard. Now, when I say a storyboard, it's not about creating different images that make up your entire story. It's about uploading one single image, using it to create a storyboard, and then turning that storyboard into a video. I'm going to show you what I mean right in this video. Open ChatGPT, tap on this plus sign and choose Create Image. Now remember, you can create this on any other platform, which gives you access to Image 2.0, okay? Also, it is important to note that apart from GPT Image 2.0, you can also recreate this using maybe Nano Banana Pro or Nano Banana 2. However, we're using GPT Image 2.0 because it also gives quality results. So if you're using ChatGPT, go ahead and select Create Image. Now, another thing you want to do is choose your aspect ratio. As much as you might include this in your prompt, it is also important to select it since this option is here. So I'm going to select widescreen 16:9 and then go ahead and paste my prompt. Now, before I paste this prompt, let us take a good look at the prompt we are using to generate this storyboard. Your prompt should describe that you're creating 3x3 storyboard, describe the character, the settings, the layout, the style, and then describe how you want the story to be on the storyboard. Now, this is the prompt I'm going to be using to generate the storyboard, and I want to point out certain things. Now, the beginning of the prompt says, create a 3x3 storyboard grid, 9 panels, for a cinematic, photorealistic 3D cooking sequence. Each panel represents a precise moment in a 15-second continuous video. Now, that's not the main thing. I asked it to maintain strict continuity of character, environment, lighting, and food progression, and then I went ahead to list all the things that are necessary for this storyboard. It's important you take note of these things because you have to specify the character, the dish, environment, depending on what you're making the storyboard for. Now, I included dish because what I'm making has to do with a dish, okay? So I'm going to copy this prompt and paste it on ChatGPT. Now, before I send this prompt, I'll have to upload my reference image because I'm using a reference image. So I'll tap on this plus sign, choose add photo to upload my reference image. Now the reference image is here, I'll go ahead and send the prompt so that ChatGPT will begin the creation process. Once it's done generating the image, you should have something like this. So if you look closely, you see that there is a text below each panel, and this is because I already included this in the prompt. I needed this duration and video direction to be on each panel, describing what is happening on a particular panel. Now, this is 9 panels. It doesn't mean that your own has to be 9. You can do more than 9. You can do 12 or more, depending on the kind of story that you're making. But while you're doing that, you also put into consideration the duration you have to generate per video. So I'm doing 9 because I'm doing 15 seconds. I can also do 12 panels depending on the kind of story, if it can fit in within 15 seconds. So once your image is ready, go ahead and download the image to your device. Now, for the video generation model, we are going to be using Seedance 2.0. And the reason we are using Seedance 2.0 is because it works better. You might want to use any other video generation tool of your choice. It's the same process. However, to get a better result, I would suggest that you use Seedance 2.0. So we are going to use Seedance 2.0 on Gemini Gen AI. Now, when you log into your account on Gemini Gen AI, if you are using Seedance 2.0 on Gemini Gen, you want to head over to Studio and then go to ByteDance. Now, here's the thing. We're not going to use just a random Seedance 2.0. We're going to use Seedance 2 Omni. The reason we are using Omni is because what we are doing is different from a regular first frame and last frame. If you go ahead to choose Seedance 2, for instance, select Seedance 2, we would have first frame and then we'll have last frame. If we go ahead and upload our image, you see that your video is going to start with the frame, the first frame, the image of the storyboard, which is not really what we want. So we're going to use Omni because Omni gives us flexibility. We're going to go back to model and then select Seedance 2 Omni. Then for the generation mode, we select Pro. Now you see that Omni lets you select up to 4 images, but what we have is one. And the advantage it gives us is that that image is just for reference purposes only. It's not for you to start the video with or end the video with the frame. It's to take the picture or the image in that reference to create the video that we want. Okay, so we're going to tap on select and upload the image we created using ChatGPT. Now, the next thing you want to do is paste your prompt. We don't need a video reference or to upload audio unless you have soundtrack that you want to upload, okay? So we're going to paste our prompt, but let's take a good look at the prompt we are pasting. This is the prompts that we are going to use, and as you can see, it is well detailed. Now you might want to ask, since we've already included the video direction and the duration on the storyboard, why do we need this long prompt or this well detailed prompt? Now if you go ahead and just upload the storyboard, you're going to get a video, but it is not going to be as perfect as when you have a detailed video prompt supporting what you have already included in the storyboard. So what we did here is tell it what we need, tell it how each shot should go, the camera direction for each shot, as you can see right here. We included that for each shot on each panel. This helps Seedance to know exactly what we want from that storyboard. So I'll paste the prompt here. So I'm going to choose my aspect ratio, which is 16:9. If you're creating your video for any other platform, then you choose the aspect ratio that suits the platform where you want to post the video. If you're making it for Reels or YouTube Shorts, then you choose 9:16 or any other ratio that fits the platform you're posting, like I said. Then we're going to choose duration. Since we're making 15 seconds video, I'll select 15 seconds. I can't select less than 15 seconds to create a video that is supposed to be 15 seconds. That is why I told you initially that when you're making your panel, you should also consider the duration depending on the platform that you're using. If what you can generate is up to 15 seconds, then while creating your storyboard, make sure it aligns, it can be contained within 15 seconds. If the platform you're using, the duration is 10 seconds, then build your storyboard accordingly so that you don't get a messed up video, okay? So once we do that, we'll go ahead and select generate with ByteDance. This makes the job very easy. You no longer need to create these shots yourself and start uploading those images one after the other to make a video. You just make one image of your storyboard, upload it to your video generation tool, and you have your story ready. Don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, and please subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification button so that you'll be among the first persons to see my next video. I'll see you again.